Welcome to the Not Okay with Gray podcast, where our intention is to empower men and women to change their mindsets about aging so they can make the rest of their lives the best of their lives. This podcast is designed to be a dose of high-octane motivation and inspiration that propels you to embrace the idea that you really aren't aging. What you're actually doing is evolving, and through your evolution, the longer you live, the better you become at living. Our goal is to empower you to create the life of your dreams because you're never too old to build a life that you love. We want you to build a life of joy, passion, and purpose, filled with inner peace, dynamic health, great relationships, and financial abundance. This is what it means by saying, I'm not okay with gray. So, if you're ready to begin the journey of transformation, which will lead you to authentic happiness, it's time to get started with your host, Coach Michael Taylor, the irrepressible optimist with a passion for the impossible.
Hello and welcome to the Not Okay with Gray podcast, where the intention is to empower men and women to change their mindsets about aging so they can make the rest of their lives the best of their lives. You see, contrary to mainstream media, it is my belief there's never been a better time to be alive on the planet than right now. And my goal is to provide insights, education, and motivation that challenges and inspires you to embrace this sense of optimism. As an author, motivational speaker, and certified life coach, my job is to relay a very simple yet powerful message to you. And that message is, you have the capacity to be, to do, and to have anything you set your mind to. There are no limits to what you can accomplish with the right mindset. And on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about ways to monetize your genius. In other words, we're going to be talking about ways you can take your knowledge and wisdom and convert them into a business. According to the Small Business Administration, people over 50 are launching what they refer to as encore careers, which means they may be getting ready for retirement, or they're simply looking for ways to become their own boss after working for someone else their whole lives. When asked why they want to start their own businesses, 32% of them said because it allows them to become independent. 27% said they wanted to pursue other interests. 24% of them said they wanted to increase their incomes, and only 10% said they wanted to pursue an idea for a new product or service that solves a problem or meets an unfilled need in the market. Now, it is my belief there's never been a better time to become an entrepreneur. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about ways to launch a business by capitalizing on your own unique gifts and talents. And joining me today is someone who is the absolute perfect person to have this conversation with. Her name is Angelic Marnier, and she is the founder of Monetize Your Genius. And she's a sought-after coach and speaker who is committed to supporting others in building companies based on their purpose and their passions. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome Angelic to the podcast. Hello, Angelic. How are you?
I'm doing great, Michael. How are you?
Fantastic. So before we jump into your work, I'd like to start off with a few icebreakers. So first of all, tell us where you're from.
So I am from Los Angeles, California.
All right. Now, tell us a little bit about your immediate family, whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Immediate family. Yeah, I grew up mainly with my mom. I love her to pieces. And I have siblings. We kind of grew up on the East Coast, and then my mom and I came to the West Coast. So yeah, I got siblings, I got family all over the US as well. So yeah.
All right. Now, if you like movies, share one of your favorite ones.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Okay. I'm all about the romances. So I love, yeah, it's a tie. Love Jones and Notebook, The Notebook are my two faves. So that's yeah.
Gotcha. Now, name a book that's had a powerful impact on your life.
Let's see, a powerful impact. You know what? I'm gonna go with the book I'm reading right now, which is Who Not How. And it's really all about how we should just be the brain of things and then delegate. So you don't need to figure out how to do something, Just figure out the idea and then delegate and find the who's so that they can do the work for you. And I'm all about that. So that's a good way of how I came to be and how I help my other clients figure out the who so they don't have to work all the time.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Now, if I were to check out your music playlist, who are some of the artists I'd hear?
So I'm all about 90s R&B. So I'm
There
big
you
on,
go.
yeah, Brandy, Faith Evans, Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross, 112, H-Town. Like those are my go-to. Carl Tom, like yeah, I'm big on 90s R&B.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a 60s kid, actually born in the 60s, but my favorite genre is 70s and 80s. As a matter of fact, I was a DJ when I was in high school.
Oh, you're a DJ.
And love the 70s and 80s music. That's
Right.
my jam there. So now there are a lot of people that are pretty pessimistic about the future, while others are pretty optimistic. So where do you fall on that spectrum between optimism and pessimism for the future in general?
Oh, I'm on fire about the future. Like, yeah, on fire about it. Very excited about where the trajectory of where I'm going, but also my clients, the trajectory of what I'm seeing for them, getting their first sales, making their first, 10K months, like stuff like that. It keeps me enthused. And so, yeah, I want to just continue to help people, make money, like you said, to your point, become more independent, have their freedom and flexibility. So yeah, I'm pumped.
There you go. Now, let's do a few sentence completions. So complete this sentence. I really love to
eat French fries. That is my that is my jam. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. So I know I have to be saying something different, but
French fries. All right. Now, next, my superpower is
my superpower is my energy. So I am definitely able to pump up a crowd or make somebody feel better or just be that light. So yeah, that is my superpower, energy.
okay. I am proud
that I was able to leave corporate America and start a business, and I'm still in business and it is thriving. So I'm very proud of that.
Like, nice. Now, life is
It's a good one. Wow. Life is the first word that comes to me is life is what you make it. Life is what you make it. Yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, the future is
bright. The future is prosperous. The future is healthy. The future is love.
All right. So now I'd like to give you an opportunity to introduce Angelique to the audience. In your own words, tell the audience what you do professionally.
Yeah, so great question. And I just want to say thank you, Michael, for allowing me to be on your platform. So I appreciate you. So I am all about what you said. I'm all about helping people monetize their genius. Monetize, take what they already know and take that expertise and package it into digital assets, whether that be an online course, an ebook, a blog, package that into money-making assets so that they can really have an income that's coming in that's more passive.
Got it. Now, I mentioned that I believe there's never been a better time to become an entrepreneur. What are your thoughts about that statement?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, bottom line, just the fact of the barrier to entry is so much lower now. Like if you're trying to get in, if the barrier was here before, it's come down here so we can get in, we can have a leg up. And I say that because of technology. I say that because I was able to get into into the online world and into the entrepreneurial world. I started in 2019. And by 2021, I was at 6 figures. So the bottom line is that to me tells a lot. I don't think people were necessarily able to do that, several years ago because we didn't have the technology. But now, if you just think about social media and how it allows you to expand and get your message out to people you never would have met. I come from a real estate background. When we were first trying to market, we had to go knock on doors. Like you don't have to do that anymore. We had to send out mailers. We had to pass out flyers. Like when I first started in real estate, I was passing out 100 business cards a day. You don't have to do that right now. I could just get on social media. I could do a live and get to 100 people right here and do it in 20 minutes. Game changer. I mean, social media is a game changer. The internet is a game changer. So I would have to say, bottom line, it is the best time to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, because I'm just blown away by technology. I'm somewhat of a technology geek, but When I stop and think about opportunities, and I think about how for $15 a month, I can have a platform where I reach people around the globe, right?
Wow.
Zoom as an example. And so when I think about that, again, I was born in the 60s. And I remember, Black folks sitting around the table, not seeing Black people on TV, and now seeing
Wow.
Black people owning television stations. And I mean,
Right.
again, I'm just an optimist. That's just the lens through which I see the world. But again, I really believe there's never been a better time to be alive on the planet than right now. Now,
Yeah.
so with that being said, let's go back a little bit and let's talk about your college days or school days. Tell me, what did you
Sure.
study? What did you study?
I studied mass communications. I went to UCLA and mass communications because I wanted to be a broadcast journalist at that time.
Okay. And so growing up, you
Yeah.
want to be a broadcaster. Now, obviously, you have all these tools that
Right. Yeah.
allows you to broadcast. So does it kind of feel like you're doing what you really wanted to do?
That's a good question. So I remember the reason I didn't go that route. So I did some internships at ABC and stuff like that. And when I talked to the reporters, like the big reporters, when I could, pull their coattails in my internships, they all said the same thing. They had to move around from city to city to city in order to always move up in their career. And I knew I didn't want to do that.
Mm.
So the coolest thing is that what I get to do right now, I get to sit at home and still broadcast to hundreds of thousands of people all the time, but I could do it from the comforts of my own home. I don't have to be in rain, sleet, hail, or snow. I don't do any of those things. So I guess you could say that, but I think I'm getting to do it without the heartache. And also I get to decide my own game, right? I don't have to be told by a news director what I can say, what I cannot say, or anything like that. I'm not managed. I manage myself. So in my humble opinion, it's better than being on TV and a broadcast journalist. I get to manage my time. I get to manage what I say. I get to be me. I get to show up however I want to. So it's a lot of freedom with it, and I appreciate that.
Now, you worked for Disney and Fox. So what did you do there?
So at Disney, both places I did marketing. That's why I have such a great marketing background. I'm able to help my clients market themselves as well. So I did marketing. So it is really a whole lot of looking at what does the audience want? Who is your audience first? What do they want? And then you got to figure out how to deliver what they want. So it's not what you think they want or what you want. It's got to be what they want. And you need to provide that to them. And you need to have messaging that hits their pain points so that they are willing to buy. That, to me, that's what marketing is.
Got it. So you were in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
And when and why did you decide, the heck with this? I'm going to become an entrepreneur, and you left corporate America?
Great question. So I worked at a bank doing mortgages, and I had kind of gone to as far, like I got to the point where I was working with clients that had $1 million or more with the bank. So in that regard, I kind of gone, as high as I could in some regards. But I'll be honest with you, really what it was is when you're doing mortgages, it is high. It is stress. It is a lot of stress every single day because you got to hit your numbers. You got a lot of people yelling at you and mad at you because you're holding up their loan. You're not getting loan docs out. It is a mess. I always say, be nice to your loan officer. I know you think they're messing up. They are trying their very best. Shout out to all the loan officers out there. But honestly, Michael, when I did have time, because it was so stressed, it was just like really intense. I'd go to my routine doctor's appointments, and honestly, they slapped that, cuff on you, and they did it. And my doctor was like, "What is going on? Your blood pressure is through the roof."
Wow.
Yes. And I didn't know. I mean, even if you would have asked me then what stress was, I didn't even know. I was stressed all the way. But I didn't know, I didn't pay attention. That was my job. That was how it was. Cause I was making great money. And so she's like, "You're going to have to come back here. We're going to have to really monitor this." I came back and it was still through the roof. And honestly, Mike, I was diagnosed with hypertension and I was put on a medication for that in my 30s.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. So I had to make a change. It wasn't worth it. I like making money. I'll be honest with you. It is that's my thing, but it wasn't worth my health And so I almost was forced out in my own regard. Now I could have stayed there. I could have tried to reduce my hours. No, because I still like making money. I still like the finer things. I want to be able to do what I want to do. And so that was really what it was. And I scrambled when I ventured out into the entrepreneur. I tried drop shipping. I tried affiliate marketing. I did multi-level marketing. I did, eBay. I tried all of the things and failed at all of the things until I learned how to create online courses and show other people how to create online courses. But yeah, that's what got me out of corporate America. I'm grateful for everything I learned in corporate America. Is the reason I'm an entrepreneur now, because I was able to watch what they did. How do big banks, how do big businesses really keep the bottom line, how they're shrewd, how they do HR, how they handle conflict. Like I was able to learn a lot. So I'm grateful for my time there. It was time for me to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love how the universe works sometimes when we're doing these things just to make money. And our soul, our spirit is telling us, we should be doing something else. And most people don't listen to that.
No, yeah.
But that's why I'm really excited about this conversation we're about to have, because we're going to kind of help people tap into their passion and their purpose. Now, in my introduction, though, I mentioned that only 10% of the people said they wanted to pursue an idea for a new product or service that solves a problem or meets an unfilled need. Now, I personally believe that should be the primary reason to start a business. So what are your thoughts about that?
You and I might think that, but when you're in the trenches, when you're in that, in that 9 to 5 and you don't like it, it's not that you're thinking like, how can I create a product? You're thinking, how can I get out of here? How can I get my freedom and flexibility? How can I make a different income? How can I make these like you said, these next years, the best years? Like I want out of this place. You're not thinking about how do I make the world better? You're like, how do I make myself better? So it's more of a, you gotta put your face mask on first and save yourself so you can save somebody else. And I think that's what it is. When you're in the trenches, when you're in that 9 to 5, it's no joke. It's really no joke. And so I think that's what it is. When you're in there, you're really just thinking like, what can I do to help myself?
Yeah, got it. So let's talk specifically about your business. So
yeah, let's do it.
What services do you actually provide? What do you do exactly?
Right. So what I do is I work with a lot of people who have something to offer, whatever that is. If you're a great mom, if you're a great dad, if you are great at, natural hair, if you're great at makeup, whatever that is, I really want to help them tap into that. And I want to show them how to show other people how to be great like them. And typically the way that we do that is we create videos and we package them into online courses so that we can sell those on repeat. So we create the course one time, but we sell it over and over and over again without you having to be present. So that's what I do. I package people's brilliance into online courses. And then I sell like ebooks, blogs, and everything else.
Brilliant. Now, there are a ton of people out there offering services to build and launch courses. So what makes your services unique?
Yeah, great question. Because I've been where the people are right now. I think that a lot of times with course creator, people helping, they forget what it's like when you don't know how to create a course. Like you need some hand holding. And so that's what I do. I am very hands-on with my clients. And if they don't know how to do something, I'm gonna do it for them. Like, because the whole end goal for me is for me to get them to have a product and for to be selling. The process in between isn't for them to figure out, it's for me to help them figure out. So that I handhold. So whatever their weaknesses are, I'm very strong in those areas, whatever they are, or my team is. And so we build like a lot of times people would just show you how to create a course. I actually show you how to do that, but I also build it for you. So you don't have to be tech savvy. That's a barrier to entry for a lot of people. Like, but I don't know how to do tech. Okay, so I brought my team in like, okay, good. We'll do the tech for you. Now what's your excuse? The other thing is I meet with my clients twice a week. So there's no way you can't be successful if you work with me, because I'm going to I'm going to be with you twice a week. Every time you get stuck, we're going to jump on a call. Every time you have a question, you got me. Like there's no way you can't be successful. And one of the secret sauces that I have is that I know how to market. And so it is well and great to have a great course, but if nobody knows about it, it's just a great course. So my whole thing is, let me provide you with a actual plan, a marketing plan to where we can take this through the roof. So bottom line, I'm gonna show you how to market it. I'm gonna put it together for you, and I'm gonna handhold you. You can't help but be successful.
Now, in looking at your website, you have an amazing graphic that I'd like to share right now.
Okay, great.
and we're going to talk a little bit about it. Let's see here. So, okay. So your methodology.
Yes.
I know a lot of people, and as you mentioned earlier, a lot of people are kind of stressed out and just trying to figure out how to make the next buck to get out the environment they're in. And that's important, right? That's where we start. But I think if we go a little deeper and we start understanding how our purpose and our passion should actually drive our businesses.
Yeah.
I love this particular graphic. So I wonder if you can just kind of break this down for the audience just to kind of give them an idea of where you're coming from.
Yeah, you got it. Love it. So the main thing that people come to me for is because really they want to make money. I mean, that's really why people, when they come to me, they're like, hey, Angelique, I already had a course and it's not making money, or how can I start making money from what I already know? So that's in the center, because honestly, I know people give money a bad rap, but if you don't have money, everything else is not really working too well. Let's just be honest. So it's not that we're all materialistic, but money it solves all things, is that's biblical. But bottom line, if we can figure out how to make you money, that's typically the root cause also of these other things. So if you don't have the right support and you don't know how, you're not gonna know how to make the money. And also we gotta look, and I start in the middle because it springs out. It's also, if you don't know how and you don't have the right conditioning, the mindset, which I think, Michael, you're really, really great at, you're not gonna end up hitting that potential. Like, you're never gonna get to your full potential if you don't know how and you don't have the right mindset. And the same thing, if you don't have a lot of time, if you have no time and you still don't know the how, again, you are never going to fulfill your purpose. You're never going to have time to get to your purpose, Michael. You're never going to get time because you don't know how. So that's frustrating you, and you don't have the time. And then last but not least, if you don't have time and you don't have the right mindset, that passion is out the window. But I'm telling you, like, if you really look at this, if you figure out the how and you get that mindset right, it opens up the doors to abundance and success and freedom. And if I can really help you get that time back by creating passive revenue, you'll have time to go do your purpose. You'll have more of an impact. You'll live the life of your dreams. You'll actually leave a legacy. And last but not least, bottom line, if I can help you with that mindset and I can get you your time back, passion goes through the roof, and that really helps with people's well-beings and their relationship and all of that. So really, like, if you look at the center, it starts with the money, and then I just go from there. And that's really what my methodology is. All I got to do is help people get the right mindset, show them how to do it, and I'm going to help them get their time back, and time equals money. As long as I do that, I've done a great job.
Yeah. And obviously a lot of people struggle with the whole concept of money, because collectively some people have beliefs about money, like money is bad or there's not enough of it. Yeah. And so again, I think that's a great place to start, because I consider myself to be a spiritual person. Nothing wrong with that. But again, it is about making money. If you're going to start a business, you got to make money. I mean, that's the whole point. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to mean what's driving your company. But if you're in business, you have to make money. If you don't make money, you have no business. You have no business.
Yeah, it makes sense, Michael. Like I said, I feel like people give money a bad rap, but what's wrong with money? It allows you to have better healthcare. It allows you to go to better schools. It allows you to live in better neighborhoods. It allows you to go to Whole Foods and buy more expensive food. Like, it's nothing. But if you don't have the money, then you can't go to Whole Foods. You can't go to the private schools. You can't live in the better neighborhoods. And isn't that what you want? So as long as you're doing good with your money, you can't help anybody. How are you going to help anybody if you don't have any money?
Absolutely.
It is all good to give people a good word, but unless you're in a better financial space, you really can't be that person that they need you to be. And so I think that sometimes we need to alter our mindset with regards to money, and we would attract more. And I think we would live a more abundant life in that regard. In all ways, like I said, health, wealth, and love are my big ones. So that's what I say.
Yeah. One of my sayings is about embracing financial abundance. And to me, financial abundance simply means I have enough money that I'm not stressed out over it.
Beautiful.
That to me is financial abundance. Now, like yourself, I believe in making money, and I believe in making tons of money, because with that I can make a bigger impact.
Yes.
And so it's nothing wrong with having the mindset that, yes, because my goal, my intention is to become a billionaire with a B. That's how big I dream. So again, I'm right there with you. starting in the center, working,
Yeah.
figuring out the rest of the stuff. So
Yes.
let's talk a little bit about courses, because this is a huge industry right now.
Yeah.
Everybody and their mom's got a course out there. So I'm curious. So what are some of the biggest mistakes people make, first of all, when they're trying to launch an online course?
Great question. And yeah, to your point, it is huge. Like the money that is available to us by creating courses. I don't know if you guys know this, but courses are doing about $1 billion a day. A day, you guys. I just want to make sure we grasp that concept. So the opportunity to make money with courses is actually in your favor. But the mistake that a lot of people make, there's a few. So a lot of times people will just create a course, just no research, didn't do. Now, if you want to make a money-making course, you need to figure out, what does the market want? What questions are they asking? What issues are they having? You need to do some research first. That's your first thing. Do something like look at the market, figure out something. So that's a big one. Also, who's your audience? Sometimes people would just say, oh, everybody's my audience. I'm here to tell you, Michael, if everybody's your audience, if you're talking to everybody, you're talking to nobody. You need to be talking to somebody. You need to be talking to women in corporate America. You need to be talking to Latinas. You need to be talking to, men over 50. You need to be talking to, people who are going into their first entry-level job. Like, you cannot be talking to everybody. And I think a lot of people do that as well. And then bottom line, like I said before, they create the course and then they just sit there and think it's just going to sell on its own. It's not. I'm here to tell you, it's not going to do that. Okay, so you're going to need to market. You are going to need to tell people, or you're going to have to run ads or get an ad agency or media, somebody, somehow, some way, you need to market it. So I think those are the 3 mistakes that I see people making. And it's really where the core of my help comes to a lot of people as well.
Nice. Now, when it comes to courses, I know there's maybe somebody watching this and they're thinking, I got an idea that I think might turn into a course, but I'm really not comfortable on camera.
Nice.
What do we say to those people that are saying, well, I have this idea, but I'm just not comfortable being in front of a camera?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. And a lot of my clients are like that. And in the beginning, I was like, yeah, what are we going to do? But what I have decided, and what has been working really, really well, is that I help my clients create these gorgeous slides, really beautiful slides. And then I show them how to do voiceovers with a technology. And so we just do that. We do voiceovers, and none's the wiser. Those courses go on to sell just like the ones that show their face. We'll probably put their picture in the very beginning. But honestly, Michael, people don't necessarily care about seeing your face. They would like to, but they care about the information. Can you help me lose weight? Can you help me have a better relationship with my husband? Can you help me with alopecia? Like, that's all people care about, is, can you get me away from a pain point, or can you get me to a goal? If you can do one of those 2 things, that's all people care about. You don't have to show your face at all. So I got a hack for that. If you don't want to show your face, I got you covered.
There you go. Now, another thing people struggle with is, I don't like how my voice sounds. So
yeah.
What can we do about that aspect? If we're going to be course creators, we're going to be teaching people, and we're not comfortable with our voices, what can we do to improve that?
Well, hey, you know what? There's 2 things you can do. There's artificial intelligence. AI is now available to you. So if you don't like your voice, you can definitely get artificial intelligence. Only thing, it's not going to have the same passion, same swag, the same, love. So it's going to be a little different. Or you could actually create a script and have somebody else do your voiceover for you. So you could definitely do that as an option. Or actually, there's a 3rd option. Or you could just do it and let people, you deal with your voice. Don't worry about your voice and just keep going, because nobody else is going to have your story pattern, your, like I said, your passion for it, your swag. They're not going to have what you have. And so I would say, just run with the voice that you have, and just let it run. Like, again, all people care about is, can you help me? And if you could do that, they don't care about your voice.
Absolutely. And here's just a couple of tips for you if you're watching this and you're going, all right, I'm kind of on the fence, but maybe. I'm an extrovert. I love the camera. I have no problem being in front of people. I mean, it's just who I am. But I haven't always been that way. When I first started getting on camera, I was a little uncomfortable too. But what did I do?
Yes.
I believe repetition is the mother of skill. So what did I do? I got my phone, I would just practice. I would just get my phone and I would just come up with a little topic, and I'd do 3 to 5 minute little snippets just to get comfortable on the camera. So I would just sit there and I'd come up with something. I'd just get on the camera on my phone and I'd go, okay, so I'm talking about this. And I would just talk. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So it's really about getting out of your comfort zone, knowing that, as Angelique just said, it's really not, people aren't as interested in how you look, but what you're providing them. What's the information that you're going to share with them? But most people, I will assert, are absolutely fine on camera.
Yeah.
You just have to get comfortable putting yourself out there, because it does take a lot of vulnerability to put yourself out there, because yes, people may judge and criticize you, but that's not the point. The point is you should have a message. You should be comfortable sharing that message. And so I'm going to say, get on that camera and just practice, 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 and you'll get better.
Yeah. Great advice. Great advice.
Now, with that being said, now there's a lot of people that are like doing YouTube videos and podcasting and so forth. So how do we take that content and turn it into a course?
You can repurpose it for sure.
Okay.
The only thing is that you would need to, if you're taking it from YouTube, you can definitely do it. I'm a big fan of repurposing, but what people want though in a course is they want everything. They'll pay. The reason they'll pay for your course, and you don't have to pay necessarily for YouTube, is people want convenience. They want it all packaged in one place so they can go boom, 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 boom. On YouTube, you got to look for this and you got to click here, you got to click, it's a lot and it's not cohesive. So I would just say, be careful, make sure that when you package it, it makes sense. Like it really is taking people in chronological order, and that this video builds upon this video, it builds, and really taking them on a journey. You want to really walk people step by step and really handhold them through the process. So yeah, you could definitely combine a bunch of your YouTube stuff, but just make sure that it just makes sense. You want it to definitely take them on a journey. It needs to be a really good user experience, so that you can get good reviews, you can get testimonials. That's something I've been able to do, is like once people start getting results and start making money, I'll ask them for a testimonial. And that is what I was talking about when I was talking about marketing. That's one of the best ways you can market, is by getting other people results.
Now, here's a thought also for the audience. Doing the YouTube videos and doing the podcasting and all that is a great way to get comfortable to prepare you for creating your course. Because I started with YouTube videos to, again, get comfortable putting my stuff out there. So if you're thinking about a course, that would be a great way for you to start, by getting comfortable with your content and yourself. And then when you're ready to launch that course, you've got the tools and the skills to really make it look awesome. Nice. So one thing I read somewhere when it comes to courses, and this kind of caught me by surprise, it said that less than 25% of people actually complete.
Oh yeah, I think it's 85%. Like only 85% complete the course. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a very low number of people who actually complete a course. So I guess when the people are working with you, I'm assuming that you have a system to help increase those completion rates. So what are some of the things that you include in building these courses for people to make sure that, because again, it is about making money, but also you want people to learn. You want people to complete the course. So what are some of the things that you do to make sure, or to help improve completion rates?
Right. So one of the biggest things you can do is, drum roll, please. You can't be boring, you guys. You cannot be boring. I mean, that's really, if you think of, when you ask people why they don't, it's like, oh God, it was boring. So my thing is, be engaging, like, get into the camera, like, y'all getting this, or y'all feeling me, or, even though they can't talk back, use your hands, move your, do some stuff to keep it engaging, ask questions throughout that, keep it engaged. It is our job to you can't be boring. It's your job to not be boring. And no matter what your topic is, it could be a serious topic, but you can still add some personality, some swag in there. Another thing that you can do to help, so that's one thing. The other thing is, you have to, a lot of times in courses, people will do these long 45-minute dissertations. People don't want that, you guys. if you break it up into 5 to 10 minutes of just yummy nuggets of information, and you get them to really connect with you, you guys, they'll come back every day and watch every single 5 to 10 minute video, because you're transforming their lives. You're showing them how to do something. That'll help your completion rate as well. And then something else that I advise people to do is make sure that every single lesson or module, make sure that it's building upon the next, so that at the end they can have something tangible. And it doesn't have to be like, people are like, oh, but I'm a life coach. Yeah, but they still should be able to look at their lives when they first started and where they are now and see a change. So like for me, they'll tangibly have a course by the end of working with me or taking my course. They should have, healthier hair. Like, there's got to be something tangible at the end. If you can get them to something tangible at the end, they're looking to get to a goal, they're going to finish the course. But that's up to us as course creators to provide those things.
Now, when you're doing courses, I've seen a lot of different packages. Like, some people will combine video with PDFs, and it seems like it might get overwhelming. Is there a formula that you kind of have, that how much stuff should be in your course?
I don't necessarily have a formula, because every course is different and I take it on pretty differently. Some courses that I've created have no PDFs at all. It's all video. Others are more PDF heavy. Some of the people I work with, they want people to actually write stuff out. So I don't necessarily have a formula for that. But here's what I do with my clients. I look at all of their videos. I look at all of their PDFs. So if it is getting overwhelming to me, I communicate that to them. We need to lighten this up, or we need to take this out. Like, I just had a client and she has a book and it's 19 chapters. I was like, no way are we putting 19 modules. There's no way. We're not doing it. I'm very big on no more than 10. I feel that people get overwhelmed. And I feel like if you have more than 10, let's just create the next course. Let's not overwhelm people. We're not trying to teach them, this is not a university course. No, that's not what this is. So that would kind of be, my thing is I tailor it based on the client, but if it's too heavy in any area, I'm going to let them know, and we're going to reduce the extras.
Yeah, and as an author, my goal is I always write 10 chapters, and it just kind of works. 10 chapters is just, because again, people, you can give them too much information, right? So let's say that someone's watching this and they're an author, and they say, man, I'd really like to turn this book into a course, but I don't know where to start.
Right.
So they contact you. Where do you start? How does your program work for somebody like that?
Yeah, great question. So we're going to read the book and we're going to pull out the top nuggets of it. So for my client, or for you, since you had 19, because everybody's not like you, Michael, they might have 19 or 20 chapters or whatever. First, we need to condense it into, I'm very big on 10 as well. So I'm with you on that one. I might do a bonus as well. So there might be 11 with the bonus. I like to always do a bonus. So first I got to figure out how to whittle it down into 10 modules. So first I have to condense it. From condensing, I need to pull out, and I'm people will give me a digital book and I'll pull out the meat and potatoes. And then from there, I need to put that into modules. And then from there, I need to actually create these lessons. And when I say lessons, these are the 5 to 10 minute videos. So I'm breaking everything down into short clips. That's how I do it. That's my method for breaking a book into a course. And then we bring it to life with video, right? So, and that's where we create the slides, or they'll do a talking head, but we actually want to use, and this is key for me, I want to, in my courses, show people how to do something. In a book, we're pretty much telling them how to do it. But on camera, you guys, use camera to your advantage. Show people how to do something. Show them how to shake hands. Show them how to shampoo hair. Show them how to do the smoky eye. Like the things you're telling them in the book, show them how to do it. Like, show them how to get out there and how to jog correctly. Like, these are the things you can't do with the book that you could do with courses. And that's why courses are doing so well right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So if someone gives you the book, and you create all the content, and then you're going to coach them how to go through the slides or whatever
Yeah, I'm going to do their videos. Yeah, so I'm going to help them with their videos from jump. And then don't forget, I would have worked with them to make sure we're actually providing something that the market does want. Because I want their course to sell. So like I said, it's great to be able to at the end be like, oh, you have a course. But if it's not something I can market, then it's not a good use of either of our time. So before we even break the book down, I got to make sure that it is something that the market wants. I also got to figure out who the audience is, who we're going to, tailor our messages to. So there's that effort as well. But yeah, we're going to take the book. We're going to pull out the meat and potatoes of it. We're going to turn those into slides. I'm going to help them with the videos, create the videos. Then from there, my team is going to take over and build out the tech. So you actually have a full-on product. And then after that, it's time for us to market. It's really time for us to get the word out about your particular course. And that's where that's where the magic happens, because that's when the sales start coming in.
Got it. So when you're launching courses, is there a specific platform that you use? I know there's a gazillion different, Thinkific, Udemy, or whatever, blah.
Yeah.
Are there some platforms that you like better than others, or?
The three I'm working in right now, my team and I are working in right now, are Kartra, so that's Kartra. Also doing a lot in Teachable. It's a great platform as well, and Samcart. Those are the three. Kajabi is great as a great one as well. I haven't done a lot recently, but yeah, Kajabi's been a big one as well. So those are the top ones that my team and I are working in right now.
So there's, I guess, what people are calling the expert space, right? That's where people like myself, thought leaders, influencers, the titles. That's kind of what's the big trend right now. So when people come to you, you've mentioned marketing a lot, and obviously that's important. So what about, I guess, building the brand first before you create a course? How important is that? Or is that important?
Yeah, I think it is important, but you know what? When I came out, I didn't have a brand, I didn't have a website, I didn't have anything, Michael. I just came out with me and my heart and a dream. So I don't want that to hold people back. Sometimes people are like, "Well, I don't have any followers, I don't have a website." Like, you don't need any of that, Like I said, I came out the gate. I started in banking, so because of compliance issues, we couldn't really do social media. So I had zero followers, no followers, anything. I had no brand, and so I would hate for somebody to hold back and try to build a brand first. I would do it at the same time. I would do it simultaneously. You could just come out the gate like, hey, I'm Angelique, and I help, women, who are in corporate America, get out of corporate America and get into the online space, whatever your tag is. And you could be like, hey, I'm just getting started. So right now, if you want to work with me, these are the results I've gotten when I was in corporate America. I'm just starting out new, and just let people know I'm just starting out new. So my price points will be pretty low. Catch me while you can, while I'm still, things of that nature. But just build your brand and take people on the journey. Like, you guys, I just got my first client. You guys, I just got my 10th client. Like, how people want to work with you because they're part of a movement. They're part of a community. That's one of the things I wish I would have done. I was embarrassed because I was brand new in the online space, but I wish I would have walked people through my journey because they could have seen the ups and the downs of entrepreneurship. And I think being transparent and being full disclosure, people like that, and they're more likely to work with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit now about Angelique.
Yeah.
So you're obviously passionate about your work, and I love your energy.
Yeah.
And again, that's just kind of collectively, I think we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the passion that you have for what you do. Why is that important? There's a guy, Simon Sinek.
Yeah, I just read his book. Yeah.
Yeah. And he said he keeps talking about finding your why.
Yeah.
Your why. So what is the why that drives Angelique?
Yeah, great question. Honestly, Michael, like, my mom and I struggled, financially as a kid. I don't want anybody else to have to do that. So I have a passion for helping other people. I also know what it's like to work hard and not really see the results monetarily. So I'm like, man, I'm now seeing the results of that work in the online space, and you don't have to work so hard. If you really think about it, the people who work the hardest typically are the people who make the least. I don't like that. I think that's a little bit unfair. So that's what drives me. I really want to help people. I want to show them how to make money that is more passive, that they don't have to work so hard for. And I want to help them if they want to get a more if they want to get more freedom in their lives, more flexibility, I want to show them how to do that. I want to show them that there's a different way to make money than what we've been taught. So that's the driving passion, that kind of, gets you up out of bed and you're like, okay, if I can help somebody else do that, that'll be pretty cool. Like, yeah, just something about that just resonates with me. Like, man, that's gonna make a difference in somebody, even, in somebody's life. That's gonna be, the game changer. And I want to be part of that game changing.
Yeah. And again, I think there's this capitalistic culture in America that says you got to grind and you got to work 100 hours a week and all that craziness. And I completely disagree with that.
Yeah.
My belief is that if it isn't fun, I don't want to be doing it. I only do what I love to do, which things that I am passionate about.
Yeah.
For example, writing. I love writing. And people go, how do you do that? I don't know. I just love it. Wow. And so I have come up with, I think it's important for people to figure out what they love to do. Okay. And I think very, very few people have asked themselves what it is that they love to do. So I'm going to share, here's 3 ways to know when you're doing what you love. Number 1, when you're doing what you love, you do it without the thought of compensation. Now, that doesn't mean you can't get paid to do it, but that's not why you do it.
Right.
You do it simply because you love doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, when you're doing what you love, time literally disappears.
Yeah, it's a good one.
As a writer, when I'm writing, I can see it in my computer for 8 hours. I swear to God, it feels like 10 minutes. It's just this amazing time just kind of goes away. It's beautiful. And number 3, when you're doing what you love, you want to share it with others.
Yep.
And so it's important for us to understand that, once again, we live in a culture that has conditioned us to always look outside of ourselves for success, for validation, whatever. But the truth is, it's really what's going on inside of us. And for me, finding the things that you love to do is a great place to start. Because when you do, you have the fuel that will get you through all of the obstacles that are placed in front of you. For example, you jumped into this not knowing exactly how it was going to turn out, but you knew you didn't want to have that high blood pressure job, and you just intuitively, so something inside of you said, let's do something different. Yeah. So the point that I'm making to the audience is, you have to be willing to go within, or you will always go without. And what I mean by that is, going within means finding what lights you up, finding what you're passionate about, doing what's a part of you. And so, Angelique, I'm curious, from your perspective, what role, if any, does spirituality play in your business?
Oh, that's a big one. I mean, to me, it is my mindset. It is, I don't know. I don't know where I would be without that. I do feel that changed the trajectory of my life. I can't say that. If I didn't have some type of spirituality, some base, where would I put my faith? Because I can't put my faith in me the whole time. So it gives me a higher power that is within me to believe in, to place my faith into. So I say that it is the biggest thing. I'm big on mindset, but spirituality is bigger than that. Yeah, for me.
Yeah, and again, for the audience, this is not about organized religion by any stretch of the
imagination.
So what I'm suggesting, and again, this is Michael Taylor's belief, is that there is a divine intelligence that created and is still creating this amazing universe that we live in. Now, you can call this divine intelligence whatever you want to call it. You can call it God, you can call it your higher power. I don't think the name's important, but there is something in you that is divine. Yeah. I truly believe that. There's something in you that is divine. And when we learn to tap into that, nothing is impossible.
Right.
It's impossible. Sure. And the lesson I think that I've learned as a former atheist, the lesson that I've learned is that when I learn to trust my intuition, when I learn to trust that still small voice in me, it always guides me to next steps. It guides me to what I need to do to continue to fulfill my intentions. And so as a writer, as a speaker, I'm a big proponent of setting intentions. And so one of my intentions is to simply share my gifts and talents with the world to make it a better place. That's an intention. And so that's driven by something in me. Again, what I choose to call divine intelligence. So as you're thinking about monetizing your genius, recognize that your genius is in you already. And it's up to you to figure out how to package that genius to help impact the world. Because I believe that our true purpose can be found at the intersection of that which we love and love to do and that which the world needs. And so when I take what I love to do and see what the world needs and I combine them, then I found my true authentic purpose. And so for me, again, writing and speaking is what I love to do. It's what I'm passionate about. What the world needs is powerful, positive content that supports them in becoming the best version of themselves. So I got what I love to do, what the world needs. I combine the two, boom, I'm on purpose. And so that's what I love about life, about being and expressing who and what I am. So the conversation that we've had today for the audience is, it's up to you to find your purpose, to find your passion, to find the things that you love. But then you got to figure out how to get it in front of the most people. So, Angelique, now I want to give you an opportunity to tell people how they can find you if they're interested in possibly working with you to help them put their message out there.
I appreciate that. I do a lot on Instagram. So on Instagram, I'm at digital.angelic. So digital.angelic. That's where you'll see me going live, interviewing my clients, seeing their success rates and things of that nature. And I'm also on YouTube under Angelic Marnier. So the very thing that's right here, Angelic, and then Marnier. Check me out there on Facebook, Angelic Marnier as well. So any way you want to catch me, feel free to reach out to me, DM me, reach out. I'd love to work with you with regards to just seeing what do you have? Because everybody's got something. Everybody's got something that they're great at. Like I said, maybe you started a food truck. Maybe you're a great vegan chef. Maybe, you went through a divorce and you figured out how to get out of that. Like whatever it is, you've done something in your life. You might have a special needs child. Like I work with so many clients and we're helping other people by showing like, hey, this happened to me and this is where I messed up and these are the mistakes I made, but this is the success that I've had. So whatever you got, I can help you. But even if you just want to brainstorm, just DM me. I'm more than willing to brainstorm with you. There's no fee for it or anything of that nature.
And I'll be putting a link below the video for people to contact you. Which link would you like me to use?
Let's do DM. Yeah, so they can DM me. So you can do digital.angelic, which is my Instagram.
Okay, got it. So I will link that below.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you.
So that people can contact you. And so now as we close, I'd like to give you an opportunity just to share your final thoughts, whatever's on your heart and mind to share.
Thank you again for the opportunity to just chat with the people. That's so cool. I love this. And my thing here would be, a lot of times people tell me like, hey, Angelique, I don't think I have anything to give to the world. You do. Like I said, you've been through some type of barrier, you figured something out. And then also, so just be open to that. Just start thinking. That would be the next step. Just start thinking, what am I great at? What do people come to me for? What do people call me for advice about? Or maybe it was like a course that you took, and now you feel like you got a transformation. Maybe you could take that, what you learned, put your own swag on it and start creating a course from that. So I would just say my parting words would be, don't discount yourself. If you're thinking you don't have anything to offer, you do. And let's figure out what that is. And then let's help other people get to a transformation through you.
All righty. Well, again, it has been my absolute joy having you on the podcast. And I'm looking forward to actually tapping into that genius so that I become a client of yours. So I'm looking forward to working with you so
Yay.
that we can make this happen. So again,
Yes.
thank you for spending an hour with us here on Not Okay with Great
Yeah.
Podcast. It has been my absolute joy.
Yes. Likewise.
So,
Thank you.
all righty. So thank you for tuning in to the Not Okay with Great Podcast. And always remember, it's up to you to make the rest of your life the best of your life. So you got to go out there and create the life of your dreams. We'll see you next episode. Take care.